Robert Nesta Marley was born on February 6, 1945, in 9 Mile, a small village in the hills of St. Ann Parish, Jamaica. His father, Norval Marley, was a white Jamaican of British descent and a naval officer. His mother, Cedella Booker, was a black Jamaican teenager. In 1940s Jamaica, that mix made things complicated. Norval was rarely around and died when Bob was 10. Bob grew up poor but surrounded by music. Jamaica was full of it. Mento, calypso, American R&B coming in on radio from Miami. At night you could hear drums from Rastafari gatherings in the hills. His mother called him Tough Gong as a kid because he was tough and didn't cry. That name would later become his record label. In 1955, at age 10, Bob and Cedella moved to Trenchtown, Kingston. Trenchtown was a government housing project. 1 tap for 10 houses, music blasting from every window, and violence too. But Trenchtown was where Bob learned who he was. In Trenchtown, Bob met 2 other singers, Bunny Wailer and Peter Tosh. They were all broke, all young, all obsessed with music. They formed a group in 1963 called the Wailers. The name came from wailing, crying out, and they had something to cry about. Jamaica got independence from Britain in 1962, but freedom didn't mean food, jobs, or justice. The Wailers started singing about it. Early Wailers songs were ska and rock steady. Fast, upbeat. Hits like Simmer Down in 1964 made them famous in Jamaica. Then in the late 60s, the music slowed down. Drums got heavier. Bass got deeper. That new sound was called reggae, and no one played it like the Wailers. Bob married Rita Anderson in 1966. She was also a singer. She would later become part of the I-Threes, his backup singers. Together they had 3 kids, and Bob would go on to father 11 children total. In 1968, Bob started reading the Bible and the teachings of Haile Selassie I, Emperor of Ethiopia. He became a Rastafari. That meant dreadlocks, idle food, and a belief that Africa, especially Ethiopia, was Zion home. Rastafari gave Bob a mission, music as a message. In 1972, the Wailers signed to Island Records with Chris Blackwell. Blackwell believed reggae could go worldwide. But first, he had to make it sound big for foreign ears. They remixed their Jamaican album and released Catch a Fire in 1973. It had flames on the cover like a Zippo lighter. Songs like Stir It Up and Concrete Jungle. Americans and Europeans heard it and said, "What is this?" Next came Burnin' in 1973 with I Shot the Sheriff. Eric Clapton would cover it and make it a global hit. Then Bunny and Peter left the group in 1974 over money and direction. Bob kept the name Bob Marley and the Wailers. He added the I-Threes, Rita, Marcia Griffiths, and Judy Mowat, album after album. Natty Dread 1974, Rastaman Vibration 1976. Songs like No Woman, No Cry, Lively Up Yourself, War, where he put a speech by Haile Selassie to music at the UN. By 1975, Bob Marley wasn't just a Jamaican star. He was playing to 80,000 people in London. 1976 was election year in Jamaica. The country was split. Political gangs, violence, and the CIA were all in the mix. Prime Minister Michael Manley asked Bob to play a free concert called Smile Jamaica to calm things down. 2 days before the concert, on December 3, 1976, gunmen broke into Bob's house in Kingston. They shot Bob in the chest and arm. They shot Rita in the head. She survived. No one knows who sent them. Politics, gangsters. Bob was in the hospital, but he still played the concert 2 days later. 80,000 people came. He said, "The people who are trying to make this world worse aren't taking a day off. How can I?" Right after he left Jamaica. He was scared and exhausted. He moved to London, then to the Bahamas. In London, Bob recorded his masterpiece, Exodus. 1977, the whole album is perfect. One Love, Jamming, Waiting in Vain, Three Little Birds. Exodus stayed on the UK charts for 56 weeks. Time magazine later called it the best album of the 20th century. He was touring the world now. Paris, Boston, Africa. In 1978, he went back to Jamaica for the One Love Peace concert. On stage, he did something no politician could. He made Michael Manley and opposition leader Edward Seaga shake hands. He held their hands up together. The crowd went crazy. That was Bob. He believed music could stop wars. He followed with Kaya 1978, Survival 1979 with Zimbabwe, and Uprising 1980 with Redemption Song. Redemption Song was just him and an acoustic guitar, no band. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. That song is now taught in schools. In 1977, Bob hurt his toe playing soccer. It wouldn't heal. Doctors found melanoma, a type of skin cancer. Rastafari beliefs meant he refused to have the toe amputated. He toured anyway. In 1980, he collapsed while jogging in Central Park, New York. The cancer had spread to his brain, lungs, and liver. He tried alternative treatment in Germany. For 8 months he fought. On May 11, 1981, Bob Marley died in a Miami hospital at age 36. His funeral in Jamaica was a state funeral. Thousands lined the streets. He was buried in 9 Mile with his guitar. Bob Marley died 44 years ago, but you still hear him everywhere. Why? The music is timeless. Reggae is slow enough to feel, and the bass hits you in your chest. But the melodies are happy. 3 Little Birds makes you feel better instantly. The message: he didn't just sing about love. He sang about oppression, poverty, and freedom. Get up, stand up. War. Zimbabwe. Buffalo Soldier. He gave voice to people who had none. After all the politics and pain, he kept coming back to one love. Not as a slogan, but as a command. Love your neighbor, unite. He was poor, then rich. He was shot, then played. He was sick, then toured. He never pretended to be perfect. He had many kids, many struggles, but he was honest. Today, Bob Marley is the most famous Jamaican ever. His face is on t-shirts in Tokyo, on murals in Brazil, on speakers in Lagos. His estate sells more records now than when he was alive, from a dirt yard in 9 Mile to stadiums around the world. From a kid called Tough Gong to a man whose songs are used in protests, weddings, and funerals. Bob Marley took the pain of Trenchtown and turned it into music that healed people. His last words to his son Ziggy were, "Money can't buy life." Then he said, "On your way up, take me up. On your way down, don't let me down." He didn't want to be a god. He wanted to be a messenger, and the message was simple. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right.